Welcome everybody to today's forum on the issue of free trade and rural crisis in Latin America. This is a meeting in which we're going to be talking about that particular topic, and we'll be hearing from leaders of resistance movements in different parts of Central and South America. This is also connected to the attempt to build a program in the US that is involved with encouraging campesino leaders to come and take residence in universities in the United States. So I'd just say at the outset, if there are any faculty here who are interested in being involved in promoting that particular program, if you could either stay behind or just let me know or send me an email, and we'll get started on this process. I'm going to just make a few introductory comments, fairly partisan comments, given my own position on this issue, and then I'm going to ask each of the speakers to speak for no more than 10 minutes, including translation, and I'll indicate 2 minutes to go in each of their presentations. Free trade and the rural crisis in Latin America, the first thing I think of in that particular topic is the issue of neoliberalism. Most of you are familiar with what that is. Essentially, it's about the promotion of free markets, so-called, in foodstuffs. And I say so-called because there's no such thing as a free market. Markets are organized and managed by states and by large corporations. And we know that as that means that there are disparate and disproportionate interests involved in the way in which markets operate and in the distribution of the benefits of those markets. The rural crisis goes way back to colonial times, but neoliberalism has intensified the rural crisis insofar as land and food production have been subjected increasingly to market production over the last 20-odd years, starting with the debt crisis, a period in the 1980s when the international financial institutions encouraged, to put it nicely, countries from the global south to export or die, so to speak, in order to pay off their debts. They needed to earn foreign exchange, and one of the key items of exporting was, of course, agricultural products. And so with the opening up of third world markets in that respect, and also with the opening up through the WTO in 1994-95 of global markets by the Agreement on Agriculture, which mandated that all countries should have a minimum import rule, which meant that they had to open their markets to imports of food. What has happened in the last 20 years, or particularly intensively in the last 12 years, is that global southern countries have been importing artificially cheapened agricultural products from Europe and from the United States. Those products have been sold at below production cost prices, and in many cases have driven farmers off the land who haven't been able to compete against those cheapened prices. So in Mexico, for example, in the decade following NAFTA, which was implemented around the time that the WTO then generalized NAFTA kind of regulations, we've seen something like 2 million campesinos driven off the land in Mexico. It's no wonder we have an immigration issue in this country. It's also very interesting that when immigration issues are discussed in this country, very little connection is made to the agro-exporting process. Very little connection is made to the agro-exporting that's mandated through NAFTA and through the WTO. So that's been one of the main ways in which we've seen rural crisis encouraged through the elaboration of a free trade regime. the other thing that I think is very interesting here is that we're now on the verge of a new agro-export boom in agrofuels that is going to capture more and more land, particularly in the global south. Southeast Asia is being farmed for agrofuels for Europe. Latin America is undergoing the same kind of agro-export expansion. And all of this puts pressure, of course, on small farmers, pushes land prices up, and means that countries or states, in particular governments, see dollar signs, if you like, to the extent that people stick with dollars, in earning foreign exchange by exporting agricultural products and now agro-fuel products to feed cars and not people. So we have an issue of food insecurity that's being intensified, and what we're finding is that as Via Campesina, perhaps the preeminent transnational peasant movement in the world that has something like 50 in 50 odd countries, something like 150 organizations, has made the point that the increased movement of food around the world, the kind of thing I've been describing, is causing the massive movement of people. And so we see more and more people being dislodged from the countryside, and families being torn apart as members of families have to go and work overseas or elsewhere in their own country to bring in money to keep the farm, if at all it is kept. So we have this kind of dispossession process that's connected to the much larger neoliberal vision of creating a huge global market in foodstuffs. Finally, we're seeing the emergence of resistance movements to this process across the world. Via Campesina, I've mentioned, is growing. It has chapters ranging from Ecuador through Brazil to India to France, and now is beginning to build organizations in Africa. We see many other farmer organizations, farmer networks emerging, fair trade movements, seed saving movements, and so forth, all dedicated to attempting to preserve the small farming model. And of course, small farmers are the people who produce most of the food for most of the world's population still, and they are a group that are worth preserving for that reason, and also for the potential of being able to be the immediate stewards of land and ecology around them. So this is a very interesting and very pressing issue, and we're going to hear today from folks from Latin America who will be talking specifically about the impact of the rural crisis in their region. So with no further ado, I'll open up, and our first speaker, I don't have the program in front of me, Juan Tini from Guatemala. Away you go.
Gracias. Tengan todos muy buenos días o buenas tardes.
Good afternoon, everyone.
El título central es el Tratado de Libre Comercio y la crisis rural en América Latina.
Today's topic is free trade and the rural crisis in Latin America.
Pero yo diría que es una crisis globalizada, una crisis estructural, que es una crisis del sistema, no solo del área rural en América Latina.
This problem is not just a crisis in Latin America, in the rural area, but it's a global crisis in all the world.
Por eso digo que el derecho a una alimentación sana, suficiente y de acuerdo a nuestra cultura es un derecho fundamental de la humanidad.
The right to a healthy diet and food security is the right of all cultures and all humanity.
Yo soy indígena maya, porque Guatemala tiene 68% de población indígena maya.
Juan comes from a Mayan population. In Guatemala, 68% of the population are indigenous people.
Con una cultura milenaria que descubrimos y desarrollamos lo que es el maíz, por ejemplo.
And the Mayan culture is comes from thousands of years, and they have developed a lot of crops, which include fruit, corn.
Y que ese sagrado grano hoy día se convierte como un desecho que hay que quemarlo. Sin embargo, millones de familias no tienen nada que comer.
And now corn has, which is considered a sacred grain, has become like a waste and it's burned. And meanwhile, a lot of people don't have anything to eat.
A principios del siglo pasado se introdujo el café, el ganado, la caña de azúcar en Guatemala, que destruyeron miles y miles de hectáreas de bosques, de agua y de una serie de diversidad de vida.
In the beginning of the 20th century, there were crops introduced like sugarcane and other crops that destroyed a lot of the land that had to change, the land change.
Y que la introducción de la Revolución Verde de los años 70, todos esos productos sirvió para la agroexportación.
And all these crops that were introduced in the Green Revolution, they all were used for exportations.
Que todo lo que son alimentación, granos, legumbres, se nos dejó a los pequeños productores para la sobrevivencia y que el Estado no apoyó en absoluto.
And the rest of the crops, like legumes and different grains, were left for the small farmers, and the government didn't support these crops.
Mientras que la agroexportación gozó de todo el apoyo del Estado, quitándonos incluso las tierras y territorios, y se usó la mano de obra de pueblos indígenas de manera regalada.
And instead of supporting the small farmers, the government took away some of the land that they had, and they used the labor from the indigenous people to support these other crops.
Ahora, con la globalización y con el Tratado de Libre Comercio, apenas un año después de su vigencia en Guatemala,
And with globalization and the free trade treaties, 1 year after in Guatemala,
la pobreza se ha agudizado cuando se nos ofreció que iba a haber mejor nivel de vida, más fuentes de trabajo. Ahora es todo lo contrario.
and now poverty has increased, and the people, the government offered that there would be more jobs and a better life, but it has become, on the contrary, it's becoming worse.
Han concesionado nuestros territorios para la explotación y exploración minera y petrolera.
And now the land has been used for exploitation of oil and mines.
Eso implica el despojo, eso implica la migración de familias o de comunidades enteras.
And as a result, there are a lot of families, a lot of people who are leaving the country, who are migrating to this place.
El caso del maíz ahora sirve para la producción del biodiesel.
Now,
La producción del maíz sirve para el biodiesel.
now corn is used to produce biodiesel.
¿Qué quiere decir? Quiere decir con quemar los alimentos del pueblo.
So they are burning the grain that serves to feed the people.
Negar la comida a todo un pueblo.
They are denying food to the people, the population.
Porque el precio casi ha triplicado en un solo año.
In 1 year, the price has
Y lo peor del caso es que destruye nuestras semillas nativas que los hemos venido cuidando por miles y miles de años.
And the
Con la
seeds,
introducción de semillas transgénicas.
they have introduced transgenic seeds, and the seeds that they have conserved from the ancestors have been lost.
Destruye también nuestra cultura milenaria, porque alrededor del maíz hay una serie de ritos, hay una serie de costumbres que se realiza en la siembra y en la cosecha.
And this is only changing and destroying the culture that comes from thousands of years ago, and they're not only involved agricultural practices but also rites and things that have to do with the culture of Guatemala.
Nos obliga también a emigrar hacia grandes ciudades o fuera de nuestro país, porque la gente necesita sobrevivir.
And because people need to survive, now they are immigrating to the big cities or even leaving the country.
Sigue destruyendo selvas, montañas, ríos y una serie de biodiversidad.
And the forest, the rainforest, is being destroyed too, and the biodiversity.
Y por sí destruye la vida en general.
And life is being destroyed.
Por lo tanto, aquí nos obliga a depender del mercado, a importar comida, cuando nosotros sí tenemos la capacidad de producir nuestra propia comida.
And now they are being forced to import goods when they have the capacity to produce their own food.
Hoy Guatemala está importando casi un 75% del maíz, cuando hay maíz y hay donde producir en Guatemala.
Guatemala is now importing 75% of the corn that they consume, and they have the capacity to produce their own corn.
Porque precisamente esa es la lógica que Estados Unidos está impulsando de producir alimentos baratos, transgénicos y quitarnos a nosotros nuestro territorio.
Because the U.S. supports to produce cheap corn, transgenic corn that comes to Guatemala, and it cannot compete with the farmers in Guatemala.
Por lo tanto, esta es una crisis generalizada. Si no lo podemos detener solo nosotros, sí necesitamos que ustedes, como estudiantes, intelectuales, investigadores, presionen también a su gobierno para tener políticas adecuadas.
It is something that we alone cannot stop. It's a crisis that is a general crisis, and we need the support of you, researchers, students, and people who can get involved to change this.
Porque este no solo es problema de nosotros, sino que también es problema de ustedes.
This is not only our problem, but it's also your problem.
Un saludo confraternal a todas y todos los presentes. Mi nombre es Pilar Jurado.
Hello everyone, everyone here present. My name is Mariela Pilar Jurado.
Soy una mujer campesina, vengo de Colombia, de la agricultura.
I am from Colombia and I'm a campesine woman, and I come from representing Anupur, which is the National Association of Campesinos in Colombia.
Nuestro movimiento social es la lucha sobre la soberanía alimentaria, el respeto, el rescate, ¿sí?, de nuestra madre tierra.
Our movement is a social movement that tries to rescue food security and food sovereignty.
Bueno, hablemos un poco sobre la problemática en Latinoamérica, en este caso en Colombia, sobre el contexto que estamos viviendo.
I want to talk a little bit about the problems that we are living right now in Colombia.
En este caso, el tratado de
Where did it go?
One of the problems is the free trade
soberanía alimentaria.
It has a lot of dispositions that will not be helpful for our food sovereignty.
Nuestra soberanía nacional, nuestros derechos fundamentales, nuestra economía, nuestra cultura,
It will change our national sovereignty, our rights, and our culture.
la terminación de nuestras comunidades, tanto indígenas, campesinas, negras, ¿sí?
It will change our campesinos, our farmers, our culture, national culture.
Nuestro ordenamiento social y económico ante otras transnacionales.
It will also change our social status and economic status among transnationals.
O sea que el Tratado de Libre Comercio quiere entregar a otras transnacionales, ¿sí? El monopolio un cultivo de monopolio que afecta a nuestro país.
The free trade treaty is trying to give to transnational companies the land for monocultures, and that will affect the country and the farmers.
Y entregar muchos productos vitales, ¿sí? En nuestra dieta y nutrición alimentaria.
And this will transform and change the production of basic crops that serve for the feeding of the Colombians.
Sabemos que en cuanto se firme el Tratado de Libre, ¿sí? Rige muchas políticas. O sea,
we know that once the treaty is signed, there are a lot of politics and different dispositions that are in place.
en este caso, los Estados Unidos tendrá la disposición y podrá entrar a nuestros países más de 700 millones de toneladas de alimentos.
In this, if the treaty is signed, the U.S. will be able to export about 700 tons of food.
Que va incrementando anualmente. Y en el caso de Colombia, de nuestros productores, únicamente tendrá el acceso de exportar, digamos, 69 toneladas de alimentos.
And it's different. These 700 tons will be increasing with time, but Colombia only has the capacity to export 69 tons of food.
En este caso, el campesinado colombiano no está en condiciones de competir con estos grandes proyectos, como nosotros decimos.
The small farmers in Colombia are not in the capacity to compete with these with the conditions of this treaty.
¿Por qué estamos luchando? Estamos luchando por tener nuestro propio sistema, ¿sí? De alimentación, lo que nosotros queramos cultivar, lo que nosotros queramos alimentar a nuestros hijos, a nuestras hijas.
What do we fight for? We fight for being able to cultivate our own crops, what we want to feed our children.
Alimentos de calidad que vaya de acuerdo a nuestra cultura, a nuestros ancestros, a nuestra salud.
We want to produce crops that are quality crops that also go according to our culture and our ancestors.
Estamos luchando por una vida digna, justa, ¿sí? También en lo que es la formación y el proceso de capacitación a los jóvenes y a las mujeres.
We are fighting for a just life and also for capacitation to our people, our youth.
En primera instancia, que la soberanía alimentaria se considera como un derecho de nuestra alimentación básica.
Food sovereignty is considered as a right for our basic feeding,
reconocida y respetada por todos nuestros pueblos indígenas, afro y campesinos.
And this right is recognized by all our people, the indigenous people, Afro-American, all the population.
Bueno, también estamos respetando nuestra diversidad. También estamos fortaleciendo todo lo que es los procesos de derechos humanos.
We also support diversity and
papel que jugamos las mujeres y los jóvenes como sujeto social dentro del contexto en que estamos viviendo.
And we also work on the role that women and youth and young people have, the role that they play in this social context and agriculture.
También estamos rescatando todo lo que es el agua, los árboles, nuestras semillas, ¿sí? Nuestra cultura, el conocimiento de nuestros sabias, de nuestras sabios.
And we want to rescue the knowledge, we want to rescue our natural resources, water, our forests, and also rescue the knowledge of our ancestors.
Buscando una unidad, ¿sí? Con otras organizaciones hermanas dentro del país.
And we are looking for unity between organizations, brothers and sisters organizations in our country.
Otros países de Latinoamérica.
And also in other Latin American countries.
Y ahora tenemos una gran esperanza en ustedes,
And now we have a great hope in you.
hombres, mujeres, jóvenes que tienen otra visión, otra lucha, otra esperanza.
Men, women, young people that have a different vision, a different hope.
Porque nosotras merecemos una vida digna, repito, ¿sí? Una salud, una potencia que todos no lo tenemos.
Because we all deserve we are all worthy of life, and we are all worthy of health, and just like everyone else, but not everyone has the same possibility.
Llegó un mensaje, un ejemplo muy grande de Estados Unidos, porque en Colombia no sabemos o no sabíamos que existía este gran potencial de gente que quiere vivir con dignidad.
I bring with me a good example from the U.S. because I didn't know that there were here people that have this potential and that have this interest in helping others.
Y a pesar de la situación de guerra, violencia, masacres, muertes que tenemos en nuestro país, seguiremos adelante. Gracias.
And despite all these wars and violence and massacres that are going on in Colombia, we will continue, we will live and go ahead.
Bueno, con todos y todas, muy buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Diógenes Lucio de Ecuador.
Hello everyone, my name is Diógenes Lucio and I'm from Ecuador.
Yo represento a una organización nacional en Ecuador que está ubicada en 18 de las 22 provincias que tiene el país.
I'm representing a national organization from Ecuador that is representing 18 of the 22 provinces in the country.
Somos la Confederación Nacional de Organizaciones Campesinas, Indígenas y Negras.
We are the National Confederation of Indigenous People, Afro-Ecuadorians, and Campesinos.
En nuestro país también, o Ecuador también no se ha quedado fuera de esta globalización condicional que nos han embarcado.
Ecuador has been part of this conditional globalization that is taking part in the world.
Somos un país dolarizado, pero a pesar de eso la dolarización no ha resuelto la crisis del país.
We are a country that uses the dollar as our currency, but despite this condition, the situation hasn't changed.
En la actualidad, la canasta básica de los ecuatorianos es de $425, mientras que su salario promedio es de $174.
In Ecuador, the basic basket, what you need to live, the family basket the cost is $425 when the salary is just $174.
Entonces apenas nos alcanza para el 41% de las necesidades de los ecuatorianos.
The salary only serves to support the 41% of all the basic needs.
Al 2006, el Ecuador destinaba el 30% de su presupuesto nacional para el pago de la deuda externa.
In 2006, Ecuador had 30% of the national budget for the external debt.
Somos un país con un alto índice de migración hacia los países del norte y Europa.
We are a country with a very high rate of immigration to the European countries and the US.
Las cifras indican que el 40% de la población ecuatoriana depende de remesas de los migrantes.
The statistics say that 40% of the Ecuadorian population depends on money sent by immigrants to the country.
En esas condiciones y más otras que agravan la crisis, nosotros habíamos emprendido un fuerte proceso de no al TLC.
In these conditions, our organization has taken the side of not signing the free trade treaty.
Precisamente por los argumentos que han señalado los compañeros y muchos otros datos precisos que teníamos de países que ya han estado en ese modelo de los TLC.
For the same reasons that the other people here have mentioned, and also for other facts that we know from other countries that have signed the free trade treaty, we are opposing it.
Nosotros como organización social junto con el resto de movimientos sociales del país hemos sido quienes nos hemos opuesto tenazmente a ese tipo de modelos.
We are a social movement from the country and we are opposing this type of model, not just us but also other people in the country, other movements.
Y nuestro principio ha sido no ir solamente con la protesta, sino también con propuestas.
And our principle is not just going against it and protest against it, but also have a proposal.
Porque muchas de las veces cometemos el grave error de ser solamente protestantes, pero no llevamos propuestas concretas.
Because sometimes we make the mistake that we just protest against something and oppose it, but don't come with a solution.
Nuestra organización, por ser un movimiento social que su fuerte está en el sector rural,
Our organization, the strength of our organization is in the rural area, in the rural sector.
y en función de una defensa irrestricta de la soberanía nacional,
And our function is to defend our national sovereignty,
pensando primero en la alimentación de la familia y del pueblo en general,
and we are first thinking of feeding the family and feeding the nation.
nosotros hemos impulsado la propuesta de un gran programa nacional de agricultura ancestral dinamizada.
And we have proposed a program called Ancestral Agriculture, Dynamic Ancestral Agriculture Program.
Este programa consiste precisamente en construir un modelo agroproductivo intercultural
This program consists in constructing a model that is intercultural and agricultural,
que recoja todos los conocimientos tradicionales de la cultura ancestral de nuestros antepasados, porque nosotros valoramos que ese es un conocimiento muy importante que está tendiendo a desaparecer.
and we value the knowledge of our ancestors, and we want to keep that knowledge.
Esto a su vez articularles con el avance que ha tenido la tecnología moderna, porque también reconocemos que han habido avances, pero que esos avances no sean nocivos para el ecosistema.
And we recognize that there are also technological advances, and we want to link this to our knowledge, but we also recognize that some of these are bad for the environment.
Luego probarlos en la práctica y ponerlos a disposición de la población para que se valga de eso para su nivel productivo.
And we want to try these techniques and put them in practice, and then share them with the rest of people so they can produce.
Nosotros consideramos que esto es un proceso dinámico donde participan y deciden las familias en su conjunto.
We consider that this is a dynamic process where all the families are participants.
Y cuando decimos las familias, estamos de paso poniendo en práctica la equidad de género.
And when we say families, we are also talking about gender equality.
Consideramos que este proceso es un concepto integrador que parte de los principios básicos del desarrollo y que debe contenerlas o relacionarse con las siguientes dimensiones.
We consider that this principle goes with the basic concepts of development.
Debe recoger las dimensiones económicas, sociales, ecológicas, culturales y políticas.
And the dimensions that it encompasses are social, economic, political.
De esta manera debe ser un proceso que apunte a un desarrollo que sea económicamente ventajoso,
We want to have a development that is economically advantageous,
socialmente justo, que no haya imposición de desigualdades,
so equal, socially just,
ecológicamente equilibrado, que no afecte al medio ambiente,
that will not damage the environment,
culturalmente aceptable, que no destruya las culturas existentes,
that is acceptable culturally, that it will not destroy the current cultures in the country,
y políticamente participativo, que no sea impositivo, ¿no?
and politically participative, that it will not be imposed.
Consideramos que con esto estamos contribuyendo para el desarrollo y avance de la sociedad.
We consider that with this, we are contributing to the advancement and the development of our society.
Sabe eso brevemente algunos elementos de Ecuador.
This is just a brief elements of what we're doing in Ecuador.
Para nós do MST, então, é uma grande alegria estar discutindo com companheiros, com estudantes dessa universidade.
For us at the MST, we're happy to have this opportunity to discuss these issues with students at this university.
Principalmente um tema tão importante como este de questão relacionada à questão do comércio, da produção agrícola, da soberania alimentar.
Principally these issues of trade, agricultural production, and food sovereignty.
Eu faço parte do movimento Sem Terra, que é um movimento que luta para fazer acontecer na prática a reforma agrária no Brasil.
I am part of the Landless movement that has as its goal creating actual practical, real agrarian reform in Brazil.
Só para ter uma ideia, o Brasil, apesar de sua grande extensão de terra, é o segundo país com maior concentração de terra no mundo e com mais de 5 milhões de famílias sem terra, necessitando de terra para trabalhar.
In Brazil, one of the biggest countries in the world, we have the second worst land concentration in the world, and we have over 5 million families that don't have land to work.
E o Brasil vive com essa herança maldita do latifúndio, essa herança maldita do latifúndio desde a época da colonização portuguesa.
We've been living with this problem of the latifúndio, which is the large concentrated farms since the time of Portuguese colonization.
E hoje o agronegócio se vale desta herança para dominar a produção agrícola no Brasil.
And today, agribusiness has inherited this legacy and it's dominating our agricultural production in Brazil.
Lutar pela reforma agrária é mais de lutar por um pedaço de terra para produzir alimentos.
The fight for agrarian reform is the fight for a piece of land to produce our own food.
É lutar para ter um lugar onde a gente consiga viver novos valores, vivenciar uma cultura diferente daquilo que muitas vezes somos obrigados a realizar uma cultura que não é nossa.
And it's a fight to have a place where we can live our own values and not to live the values that we're obliged to live and have been forced on us by a different culture.
Por isso que além da terra, nós temos que lutar por saúde, educação, transporte, lazer, para que as famílias de campesinos, de camponeses possam viver no campo com dignidade,
And so, in addition to fighting for land, we also fight for health, saúde, lazer,
educação.
Health, education, leisure, and the ability for families in the countryside to live in dignity. Oh, and transportation, thank you.
Por isso que o Movimento Sem Terra luta desde o início da década de 80 para fazer a reforma agrária e principalmente para ter dignidade das famílias sem terra após conquistar a terra.
And so, since the 1980s, the MST has been fighting for real agrarian reform in Brazil and fighting for the dignity of the landless and for them to have a place to live and to farm.
Dentro da agricultura brasileira, basicamente está se desenvolvendo dentro de dois campos maiores.
Brazilian agriculture is developed into two major camps.
O agronegócio e a agricultura camponesa.
Agribusiness, large farms, and peasant agriculture.
O agronegócio basicamente está hoje montado, estruturado em cima de três grandes linhas, que é a monocultura de grãos para exportação, com grande tecnologia e se utilizando de muitos recursos públicos.
And so large agribusiness is basically developed in three ways. Farming big monocultures that require a lot of technology and
Monocultura, exportação e alta tecnologia.
Oh yeah, monoculture for export and intensive technology.
E basicamente tem um orçamento por ano do governo de 70 bilhões de reais.
The government has committed 70 billion reais in resources for agribusiness.
35 bilhões de dólares.
$35 billion.
E o outro campo, então, da agricultura é a agricultura familiar camponesa.
The other type of agriculture is family peasant agriculture.
Que basicamente inclui, então, pequenos agricultores, assentados da reforma agrária e comunidades indígenas e quilombolas.
And this includes family farmers, people who've been settled farmers who've been settled in settlements, quilombos, which is a type of farmer village from sort of days of slavery, and forget the fourth. There are four. Indigenous. Indigenous people. Thank you.
E este campo da agricultura camponesa então tem um orçamento de 12 bilhões de reais ou 6 bilhões de dólares.
This type of agriculture gets 12 billion reais from the government, or about $6 billion.
Então, a partir desses números no orçamento do governo, dá para perceber aonde o governo federal mais está investindo.
And so from these numbers you can see where the federal government is investing its money.
Só mais um elemento, eu creio que é importante dentro do tema, que 75% dos produtos básicos da alimentação brasileira é produzido pela agricultura familiar camponesa.
A really important issue inside this theme is that 75% of food that's consumed in Brazil is produced by family farmers and campesinos.
Eu creio que esta palestra é importante nós falar um pouco uma denúncia sobre a ação do agronegócio brasileiro.
And so I think it's an important thing to talk about in this panel is this issue of agribusiness in Brazil.
E esta ação está direcionado em 3 campos principais, que é a produção de grãos para exportação,
And this is in 3 ways: for the production of grain for export,
baseado então principalmente como linha condutora a questão ou aposta na questão dos transgênicos,
and this is also related to the question of transgenics.
de soja e agora, a partir deste ano, de milho.
Beginning with soy and just starting this year also in corn.
E basicamente onde 3 ou 4 grandes corporações dominam toda a produção de grãos no Brasil.
And there are basically 4 major corporations that dominate all the production of grain in Brazil.
Algumas conhecidas pois são daqui dos Estados Unidos, como Bunge, Cargill, Monsanto e assim por diante.
Many of these you know here in the United States, like Cargill, Bunge, Monsanto.
E o que é ruim para nós é que dos movimentos sociais do campo no Brasil, nós apostávamos muito no governo Lula que tivesse uma redução da ação do agronegócio, mas está sendo o contrário.
We in the peasant movement have been trying to get President Lula to de-invest in big agriculture, but we're not having much luck.
Um segundo campo que é também muito perigoso é a ação o plantio de florestas, de matas plantadas, de eucaliptos e pinos principalmente.
The fight in the countryside is really dangerous for us, especially in the big eucalyptus plantations.
Se utilizando as melhores terras do Brasil, com grande aporte financeiro por parte de bancos estatais tipo BNDES e devastando muito a questão da biodiversidade e sendo um perigo para a questão do meio ambiente brasileiro.
And the deforestation that's happening is on the part of these companies is being supported by the BNDES, which is the National Development Bank of Brazil, and this is really dangerous for biodiversity and environmental quality in Brazil.
Se utilizando o discurso que o Brasil é quem vai salvar a humanidade num colapso por falta de papel.
So the question is who's going to save humanity, or who's going to save humanity for a lack of paper?
E o terceiro, eu preciso mais 1 minuto, porque senão...
He needs 1 more minute.
E o terceiro, eu creio que o mais grave, por falta de uma discussão com a população brasileira, com a sociedade brasileira, é a ação dentro do campo do agrocombustível.
And another thing is there's a lack of discussion in Brazil about what's going on with biofuels.
Principalmente direcionada na ação da produção de etanol a partir da cana-de-açúcar.
And this is principally in the area of the production of sugarcane.
Há um planejamento dos grandes grupos que estão investindo na produção de etanol, de uma necessidade de 5 milhões de hectares por ano para atender a produção de etanol que está sendo direcionada para o Brasil. 5 milhões de hectares.
And they're saying that this is going to require 5 million hectares of sugarcane to be planted to keep up with the commitment of the ethanol production.
E isso está sendo muito divulgado tanto para o governo como para os meios de comunicação e tendo muito investimento de capital estrangeiro. Só para ter uma ideia, o dono e o segundo pessoa mais rica do mundo, segundo os cálculos, né, Bill Gates, está investindo, comprando em terras e produção de usinas de etanol no Brasil. Será que o negócio dele não está dando certo? Ele tem que investir no etanol agora?
And the government has just divulged that this production of ethanol is going to require a lot of investment from foreign capital, and that Bill Gates is currently buying land and investing in ethanol production I guess the software industry isn't doing so well, so he's decided to invest in ethanol production in Brazil.
E esse é um perigo muito grande, principalmente que com o avanço da cana vai se criando uma nova fronteira agrícola, entrando para dentro da região amazônica e do Pantanal sul-mato-grossense.
This is really dangerous because it's actually creating a new agricultural frontier in Brazil, up into the Amazon and also into the Pantanal in the south of Mato Grosso.
Creio que é importante discutir a questão da soberania energética, porém tem que estar discutindo também o uso da energia do mundo. Eu creio que os Estados Unidos, a população dos Estados Unidos também tem que estar discutindo esse tema por ser os maiores consumidores de energia do mundo. Então a produção de energia tem que estar ligada com o consumo de energia global.
So I think it's really important that we have a discussion about energy sovereignty, and it's important to have this conversation among people who, like people in the United States who actually, we have to talk about who's using the energy, not just who's producing it, and connecting energy use with energy production, which is a new sort of take on the idea of sovereignty.
Por isso que lutar pela terra no Brasil significa lutar contra esse grande poder das transnacionais no campo da agricultura. E reforma agrária no Brasil significa justiça social e soberania popular.
And so this fight for land in Brazil is also a fight against these big multinational corporations, and agrarian reform in Brazil means a fight for social justice and popular sovereignty.
Thank you, Milton, and our other three speakers. We've got formally till 1:30 in here, but I believe...
We have the room until 2 if people want to hang out.
That's what I was about to say, yeah. we have the room until 2, and we also have some food to be finished. So just one quick announcement before we open up to questions from the audience, and please keep them short. The Farm Worker Program is putting on this Addressing Farm Worker Needs conference at 4:30 today in Warren Hall 401, and that's coming out of the summer internship program. A flyer went round for that, so I'm reminding you about that one. So, any questions from the floor? There we go.
I find it really interesting that there's a lot of connections between what people are saying, and one of the questions, I'll translate it to Spanish if you want, and one of the questions is, how do you link these concerns of rural people across Latin America, but also with rural people here in the U.S.? Me parece que los temas son bien interesantes y son bien ligados, o sea, que están bregando con situaciones parecidas sobre la energía, sobre el desgaste de semillas, y yo quiero saber cómo están conectando entre los países latinoamericanos, pero también cómo están conectando con los productores aquí dentro de los Estados Unidos y la población que está bregando con problemas similares en los Estados Unidos.
A ver, primero la Fenocin, a la cual represento, es parte de la Coordinadora Latinoamericana de Organizaciones del Campo, CLOV y Vía Campesina.
The organization that I'm representing from Ecuador is also part of a Latin American global organization.
Esta integración nos ha permitido y prácticamente gracias a esa instancia de coordinación nos permitió salir adelante con nuestro propósito de no dar paso al TLC, porque nos permitió estar plenamente informados qué pasa en otros países.
This integration of different Latin American organizations allowed us to be able to oppose the free trade agreement, and therefore we are informed of what's going on with this topic.
Estas instancias de coordinación también a su vez nos permiten discutir temas que nos unen a los distintos países para impulsar juntos estos procesos.
And with these organizations we discuss topics that are going on in different Latin American countries and work together in the process of solving or working with solutions.
Quizás más bien en forma puntual con los compañeros campesinos de Estados Unidos no tenemos mayor coordinación precisamente tal vez por falta de estructuras que nos permitan un acercamiento. Entonces es necesario impulsar procesos de organización.
We don't have any organization or contact with people in the U.S., with farmers in the U.S.
Eso a su vez no quiere decir tampoco que estén fuera de procesos de solidaridad. Al contrario, nuestra instancia que hemos impulsado a nivel continental nos permite o nos une cualquier otro problema que exista en países de hermanos. Nosotros consideramos como un país hermano a Estados Unidos también, solo que las políticas son las que nos dividen a niveles diplomáticos, ¿no?
That doesn't mean that we are not open to have connections, but we want to have solidarity with all the countries, and we consider the U.S. a brother or sister country too.
Entonces nosotros consideramos que es muy importante impulsar procesos de unidad y solidaridad, de ida y vuelta, porque todos nos necesitamos para todo, ¿no?
We consider that it's very important to support this solidarity and unity between different countries.
Consideramos que nuestros países además necesitan una alta solidaridad de los hermanos estadounidenses, por ejemplo en el caso migratorio, que es hay un alto índice de migrantes latinoamericanos en Estados Unidos y necesitamos estar comunicados, enlazados para buscar mecanismos de mejorar sus condiciones para los compañeros migrantes.
And we especially need support and connections and help from this country with the immigrants because there are a lot of immigrants from Latin America and we need to improve the conditions that they live in this country.
Colombia, similar a nuestro hermano pueblo ecuatoriano.
In Colombia is the same situation that we just described.
También pertenecemos a la Coordinadora Latinoamericana de Organizaciones.
We also belong to the same organization in Latin America.
Y como organización campesina en este espacio de mujeres y jóvenes.
And as a campesina organization, and we are in the area with women and youth.
Hacemos varias acciones, por ejemplo.
And we take different actions.
Trabajamos muy duro en la construcción de escuelas de formación campesinas de mujeres y jóvenes.
We work very hard in forming schools of farmers and campesinos. Training and capacitation of women and young people.
Formación política.
We try to train them in also politics.
Hacemos muchas acciones, ¿no? Empezando desde la movilización con propuesta hacia nuestro gobierno.
We also mobilize people to have proposals to the government.
Desde el 2002 estamos haciendo movilizaciones, marchas de más de 3,000 campesinas con acompañamiento de nuestros hermanos afro e indígenas.
We have people who mobilize to go out to talk, and we have had more than 3,000 people to talk about these problems.
Haciendo denuncias a nuestro gobierno, ¿sí? Diciendo de que no estamos de acuerdo con estas políticas, que nosotros como mujeres no parimos hijos para la guerra.
We come before the government and we bring proposals and we tell them that we're not in agreement with all these politics and that we are not bringing up children for war.
Y el respeto a nuestros derechos, a la paz. Queremos la paz en Colombia.
We are supporting peace and we have a right to peace in Colombia.
Hacemos consultas abiertas.
We have open consultations.
intercambios de semillas, el rescate de nuestras semillas,
and exchange of seeds,
de experiencias de soberanía alimentaria con otras organizaciones, otros países.
we also share experiences of food sovereignty with different countries.
En este caso, cómo poder seguir o abrir, abrir intercambios con Estados Unidos, con ustedes.
And we also want to open opportunities for exchange with the U.S.
Es un proceso muy complejo, pero lo estamos haciendo.
It's a very complex process, but I think we're starting something.
Gracias. Los hombres también están muy fuertes.
Não, quero só completar.
Okay.
Eu creio que a pergunta é bastante importante e que há uma necessidade realmente de se haver uma relação também entre movimentos dos diversos países da América Latina, porque os problemas são os mesmos. Se antes todos os países estávamos dominados pela colonização europeia, hoje nós todos estamos dominados pela força das transnacionais, do agronegócio, e agem diretamente, cada um com objetivos iguais em todos os países.
See if I can remember all that. I think that this is a really important discussion to have and to form connections between all these different movements, because one thing that we all have in common as in this hemisphere is that we've all been colonized by European countries. And today we are all being colonized by the force of multinational corporations, and so we're actually all facing the same problems, and so this is an important discussion for us to be having.
Por isso nós, como Via Campesina, como CLOC, estamos iniciando, eu creio, uma discussão importante para encontrar saídas, dentro das quais saídas nós estamos trabalhando. A primeira, que eu creio já bem estruturada, é a Escola Latino-Americana de Agroecologia em Venezuela e em Paraná, no Brasil, né? Onde a gente tenta buscar construir uma proposta agroecológica para a agricultura camponesa no Brasil.
And so this is important, and one of the things that we're doing is we're constructing a school for agroecology, and there's one in Venezuela and there's one in the state of Paraná in Brazil, and our proposal is to we're trying to create a proposal to promote agroecology.
Eu creio que a luta contra tratados de livre comércio, e principalmente contra a OMC, para que realmente se retire da comercialização de produtos agrícolas, vai unificar as nossas lutas, e é um ponto importante para acabar com a fome do mundo, porque lucro onde tem lucro há exploração, e onde há exploração há fome e miséria.
And so I think that this fight against free trade, and particularly against the World Trade Organization in the commercialization of food, is really important, because in the world, whoever has wealth, wherever the wealth is it foments misery.
Yes, up the back there.
This question, I guess, is specifically for Pilar. I've lived in, I can try to translate that faster, but I've lived in Medellin, Colombia this summer, and it seemed there, with the opinion of most of my friends and people I interacted with, that globalization was helping within the urban community within Colombia. But how can you
the people that say that globalization is helping have not really experienced cold and hunger and need. Si estamos hablando del sector de Medellín, en la ciudad, oh, mucha coca. Mucha plata. ¿Sí? Y te invito a Colombia, lo que es el sur, Nariño, con cariño para que comas plátano, agua panela.
Yeah, so in Medellin they have a lot of progress because there's a lot of money from coca.
Y miren la realidad en que vivimos nosotros.
But there's another reality southern of Colombia in Nariño. Oh, and everyone is invited to come and try some plantain and some sugar, I guess sugar cane tea.
Sí, conozcas cuál es el diario vivir del campesino y cuál es la situación real. Sí.
But the reality of the farmers and the rural people is very different from the people from the big cities.
Do you want to follow that up?
Does this answer your question?
Well, not really. Mi pregunta es cómo comunicar entre la ciudad y los campesinos, porque es importante reunir todo el país en este problema.
Es muy complejo, ya que nuestro estado, ¿sí?, tiene el 90% la comunicación, ¿sí?, y nos tienen muy incomunicados, mala información, más que todo.
So this it's very complex to communicate the cities with the rural areas because the government has they have power on the media and they own the media, so they cannot communicate the people from the cities with the rural areas very well.
No sé lo que ustedes han escuchado de Colombia, como la información de Colombia, ¿sí? Pero desde ahí mismo nos dicen, presidente, que hay muchas leyes que protejan a las mujeres y a los jóvenes, y eso es mentira. Todo en papel, nada en acción.
I don't know what you have heard of Colombia, but the government says that there are a lot of politics and decisions to protect women and young people, but in action there are not too many things going on.
Sin embargo, nosotras, o el movimiento campesino, y nosotros como mujeres, estamos haciendo contacto a nivel de la ciudad, informando y sacando boletines de la situación.
But we, our organization with women and young people, are taking advantage of this, and we're trying to communicate people from the cities and making connections to communicate better.
Buscamos ayudas para el transporte porque es muy difícil y hacemos talleres, hacemos paneles, etc.
And we look for support for transportation to the cities because it's very difficult, and we try to organize panel discussions and workshops.
Invitamos a jóvenes universitarios, a sindicatos, empresas y todas las personas que podamos.
And we try to invite people to, like, from universities, from companies, and also from syndicates, unions.
Further questions? Yes.
Good afternoon and welcome here today. I'd like to acknowledge that we're on the ancestral territories of the Cayuga indigenous peoples. And I'll translate here. I was wondering, I had a question for Diogenes and also for Juan Martinez. What impact is the new administration having in Ecuador in terms of providing political and practical concrete support to Fenocin and to the organizations that you work for? And the similar question for Juan, what do the elections in Guatemala
relación a Ecuador, nosotros principalmente los movimientos sociales consideramos que hemos llegado a un momento histórico en toda su vida republicana de Ecuador.
The answer to the question of what he thinks about the new government in Ecuador and how is it impacting the organization, we think that we have come to a historical moment where there is some change going now with the new government.
Nosotros somos parte, mi organización es parte de algunos espacios de coordinación de los movimientos sociales.
Our organization is in charge of some of the social movements that are going on in Ecuador.
Uno de esos principales espacios de coordinación se llama Mesa Agraria.
One of the main organizations to coordinate these movements is called the Agricultural Table.
Esta coordinación que se llama Mesa Agraria ha podido agrupar a varios movimientos sociales del país, incluido algunas ONGs.
And there have been, a lot of organizations have come together, including NGOs.
Desde este espacio de coordinación, previo a la postulación de Rafael Correa hasta la candidatura a la presidencia,
when Rafael Correa, the current president of Ecuador, was postulated for candidacy, we already were organizing this.
Nosotros presentamos una propuesta de agenda agraria para el país que significa un nuevo desarrollo agrario en el país.
And we presented to the government a new agenda for agriculture for the country,
que tenía precisamente la finalidad de que se recoja esta propuesta para la nueva constitución, porque ya se viene trabajando desde varios años atrás la posibilidad de llegar a una constituyente.
And we had the hope that this proposal will be taken in account for the new constitution, and we have been working on this proposal for a few years already.
Otra de las propuestas que llevamos era precisamente que se devuelva la atención social al sector rural.
And another proposal was that the social attention will also be given to the rural population.
Además, como somos amigos de la paz, nosotros habíamos planteado también que en su gobierno no debería ir más el contrato con la base de Manta, una base militar que mantiene Estados Unidos en mi país, se llama la base militar de Manta de los Estados Unidos.
And we also in our proposal to the government, because we are friends of peace, we propose that they will not renew the contract that Ecuador had for a military base in one of the cities of Ecuador.
Entre las varias propuestas que hicimos, entonces ahora en la práctica, a diferencia de muchos otros gobiernos,
now all these proposals have now in practice, with difference with other governments in Latin America,
el actual gobierno está dando cumplimiento a esos compromisos que adquirió previamente a su campaña.
The current government is putting in practice all these commitments that he had with us before when he had his campaign.
Podemos señalar, existe en el país una modalidad de bono solidario para la gente extremadamente pobre.
In the country there is in place I don't know how you call it, a solidarity bonus that is the poor people have access to some, I think it's called like the food stamps here in the US.
Se incrementó el 100% de ese bono solidario.
And the amount of money that was given has been increased, has doubled.
Igual forma, existía un bono de la vivienda que igual se incrementó alrededor del 700% del monto.
There was also money, a kind of, it's a bonus, is that a word? It's just like a support for houses, for the poor, that the funds have been increased to 700%.
De igual forma, para el sector agrícola abrió una línea preferencial de crédito
And also there has been a credit available for the agricultural sector
que se llama el 555, que significa $5,000 a 5 años plazo y al 5% de interés, a diferencia de la banca privada.
and this credit is called the 555, and it means $5,000 at 5% rate for 5 years.
Esa y también, bueno, lo de fondo, el cumplimiento de la convocatoria a un plebiscito para llegar a una Asamblea Nacional Constituyente.
And there is also a convocation to change the constitution.
Entonces, en función de eso, se ganó ampliamente en el referéndum que era para consultar si queremos o no la Asamblea Constituyente. Del 73% que obtuvo en las votaciones para la presidencia, en el referéndum alcanzó el 83% de aceptación.
And there was also a great, the population supported with a great majority to change the constitution and have a constitutional assembly to change it.
Con esas perspectivas, actualmente estamos en pleno proceso de campaña para las elecciones ahora el 30 de septiembre.
So right now in Ecuador they have a campaign, and they're in the process of electing who will represent the representative for the constitutional change.
El pueblo ecuatoriano tenemos muchas esperanzas en este actual gobierno y por eso estamos muy interesados, por un lado, de apoyarle decididamente en su gestión y por otro lado de ir abriendo relaciones internacionales para cualquier circunstancia que se dé, porque todo puede darse en un momento dado, ¿no?
And we are, the Ecuadorian population, we are very supportive of the new government, and we see that there is change coming, and we are also open to international relations with other countries to help.
Quizás la visión de la perspectiva de los ecuatorianos, o sí, del impacto que ha tenido, es precisamente que se mantiene intacto con su perfil de aceptación, popularidad en el país.
And the current president has still a lot of popularity among the Ecuadorians.
Gracias. We need to finish up with Juan's answer to the question, and because these guys have to get to Manhattan before the rush hour tonight for another seminar. So let's finish up. Oh, and if you need to go in the meantime, there are pamphlets at both doors you're welcome to pick up.
En el caso de Guatemala, las elecciones realizadas el 9 de septiembre recién pasado,
And in Guatemala, the elections were past the 9th of September.
prácticamente no se ha participado en elecciones por la guerra que se ha vivido en todas estas décadas.
A lot of people have not participated in elections because there have been a lot of wars in the past decade.
Si bien es cierto, la izquierda, el movimiento guerrillero se convirtió en un partido político, no ha podido tener relevancia en su participación.
The leftist parties of revolutionary thinking have not had too much participation.
Los pueblos indígenas, participación no hemos tenido. Si bien es cierto, han participado algunos en el parlamento, en algún ministerio, pero no como pueblo, sino que han sido cooptados como por los partidos de derecha.
The
indigenous peoples have not participated in the parliament, and they have been kind of, the representatives have been taken to the right side parties.
En esta contienda nosotros apoyamos la candidatura de Rigoberta Menchú. Si bien es cierto, es demasiado incipiente, pero hay que crear un movimiento propio de los pueblos indígenas.
We are supporting the candidacy of Rigoberta Menchú, and we believe that it's necessary to create someone that will represent strongly the indigenous towns. Even though, it doesn't seem like a very successful candidacy.
Hasta el momento quizá el nivel de votación que logró es demasiado bajo, pero por lo menos tiene algunos alcaldes, algunos diputados. Para empezar, creemos que la perspectiva es a mediano y largo plazo, pero hay que construir un movimiento propio de los pueblos indígenas.
The people who voted for this party are not too many, but we believe that it's important that we continue in this effort to represent the indigenous people.
Este no implica abandonar el trabajo de organización y de reivindicación de los pueblos indígenas. Eso en ningún momento convertirlo como un partido político.
We are not in no instance we want to abandon the work that we are already doing to unite and to help the indigenous peoples, and we will not become a political party.
Ahora, el peligro es que en la segunda vuelta de las elecciones, que va a ser el 4 de noviembre, va a estar uno de la inteligencia militar y un socialdemócrata que es igual, que no diferencia tiene porque está financiado por los grandes, ¿cómo se llama?, dueños del capital en Guatemala.
And in the second round of the elections, they have two people, one who is a military and one who is a social democrat, but there's not too much difference between the two of them because they both the funds for their campaign comes from the big companies.
Sí, hay un riesgo a que sí se retroceda en la cuestión militar. Sin embargo, no es una decisión popular, ¿ya? Sino es quien invierte más plata, quien invierta más dinero, que es donde incluso parte del dinero. Sabemos que hay entrevista en Washington, ya, de parte de la inteligencia militar y del socialdemócrata.
There is the risk that there will be again some military intervention, and the problem is that it's not a popular decision. It's more like who can pay more. There's a lot of influence from the big companies.
Thank you. I'd like to thank you all for coming, and I'd like to thank our distinguished speakers and brilliant translators.